Now, it was only last week and I was saying that I hadn't much of this particular brand of whiskey on the show. It's quite possible I think I spoke too soon. Another limited release from the world's best-selling Irish whiskey brand. Let's drink some whiskey. Welcome to Whiskey and Whiskey. I'm the Whiskey Chaser Brian here in Christys Bar Kilkenny. Hope you're feeling festive and ready for some quality spirits. For those that tune into the channel, you will be very aware that not long ago I had the newly released Jameson Black Barrel proof on the show. It was pretty awesome, really enjoyed it, and you can actually see a video of me really enjoying it up here somewhere. Shortly after the news that Black Barrel was to be released, another Jameson was also earmarked for a release date, albeit in a different standard than just ordering it kind of online. More on that in a minute. So this is the very limited Jameson 21, a blended Irish whiskey from Irish distillers. Now, I just have to say straight off the bat that I obviously don't control the releases that come out from different distilleries, but I do control the content and what comes onto the channel. And do I really care that I just did a Jameson product not long ago? Nope, not at all, in fact. Moving on. As mentioned at the start, this limited release is limited, yes, but wasn't available to directly purchase through Jameson's online shop or physical shop. In fact, there was a ballot system put in place which you had to enter, which if lucky you won a chance for the opportunity to be able to buy a bottle. I mean, how frickin' 2021 is that? To seasoned vets of chasing down some high-end dream casts from Redbreast, this is nothing new. The last 2 years or 3 years, you've had to register for a chance to buy a bottle. However, this is the first time it's been done with Jameson, to the best of my knowledge. And what do I think of online ballots? Shite, actually. It probably is one of the more fair ways of doing things, if I'm completely honest. For a limited release, it does give everyone a chance at grabbing a bottle, except if you're some eager young lad with 22 different email addresses and accounts and have all the time in the world to enter the ballot system 22 times. In that case, fair play. It'd be some dose though if you didn't win a bottle or a chance to buy a bottle. Just saying. Anyway, unlike the Redbreast ballot, it would seem that everyone in the country who entered won a bottle, or for the most part, most people. Unfortunately, residents of the United States were not able to get the bottle shipped, which rendered the ballot useless for them. And there was the odd few people who tried to sell their ballot codes through various online groups. Now, I didn't see many of them, but I heard about it. Deadly chesty cough. However, there were some legendary peeps out there who happily passed on the winning codes to some of the less fortunate people out there to give them a chance to purchase the bottle. And to those people I say, fair play, you awesome mother. Tip of the hat. Deets-wise, information. I'll tell you, this is a blended Irish whiskey which uses grain and pot still Irish whiskies aged for 18 years in a combination of ex-bourbon and Oloroso sherry barrels. Then they are blended together and left to mature for an extra 3 years in fresh, very fresh ex-bourbon barrels. After said maturation time, we got a limited release of 2,301 bottles at a healthy 57.2% ABV, which is not for the faint-hearted, through ballot system release. Here it is. The official wording from Jameson is, following an outstanding award season for the Jameson family, including Jameson 18 Years Bow Street being awarded a platinum medal at the 2021 Beverage Tasting Institute, it seemed fitting that we should further mark this success with the launch of an extra special release, explains Jameson Master Distiller Kevin O'Gorman. This delicious whiskey embodies the craft and creativity for which Jameson has always been renowned. Bottled at cask strength 57.2% ABV, the result is a spicy and full-bodied whiskey with a rich sherry contribution that brings dried fruit notes and character to the fore, whilst retaining a clear reference to Jameson's unmistakably smooth DNA. I'm not a fan of referring to whiskey as smooth. Delicious, yes. I almost forgot to mention the price tag, which is an eye-watering 310 euros, with an added 8 euro was put on for shipping. So all in Ireland, this bottle cost me 318 euro. And that's really quick maths for you. Obviously, this is my bottle. All thoughts are my own, etc., etc. Before I give you any of my tasting notes, if you liked any of that information, be sure to smash that like button. Oh my God, that's terrible. I can't even do that. Before I give you any of my tasting notes on this fine bottle of whiskey, be sure to like and subscribe and share with all of your friends and family worldwide that love whiskey or want to get into whiskey and help spread the word and grow the channel. Thank you. And seeing as I'm so good at doing it, another shameless plug for my wonderful Distilleries of 2022 calendar, which features Middleton Distillery, which is the new home of Jameson 21. Comes from here. All links are down below to where you can access these and purchase these for your own viewing. Of course, you still have time. There's still some left on the website. 11 euros is what they call, with 1 euro going to Kilkenny helping the homeless charity. Beautiful. It would look lovely on like your wall or, you know, next to a desk or in your kitchen. Maybe in, you know, your toilet next to your mirror where you're getting ready in the morning so you can see all the beauty and splendor that is Irish whiskey. Link below. And we pour. All right, so Jameson, 21 years of age, 57.2% ABV, blend of pot still and single grain. Ex-bourbon and sherry for 18 years, back into fresh ex-bourbon after being blended for 3 years. 310 euro, which is a bit of a yikes. Limited to 2,301 bottles, which is interesting because on some forums and web groups, we've seen bottle numbers that are much higher than 2301. And there is a batch year 2021 on this with a bottle number of 1002. So is that leaving the door open further down the road for more of these Jameson 21s? Who knows? Let's do some tasting notes. On the nose. First thing that I'm met by is a overwhelming notes of wood spice, as in wood and spice. Straight away. There's a very kind of caramelly note to it. Toffee note. You're getting a lot of dried fruit notes from the Oloroso sherry barrels. I can get them there. It's sticking out. It's quite complex. There's a lot happening here. It's nutty. It's, I don't want to say smooth, but it does give off that essence, and I hate calling whiskey smooth, but the nose on it suggests very rounded flavors, very robust, just complex. A little bit of dates in the background. The influence from the Oloroso is quite apparent here, as well as the bourbon, and the intertwining of each is phenomenal. Very nice on the nose. Not entirely was what I was expecting, but anyway, we'll have a little sip, slange it. Incredibly spicy. A ton going on here. Lots of woody notes, woody tannin notes, dried fruit notes coming through, cinnamon spices. It packs a punch. That spice coming through, really kicking it in the butt. Lovely dried fruits finish. That sherry notes, again on the finish. For me, when I associate sherry, I get a lot of nuttiness and woody tannins coming through on it. That stands out, as well as some of that cinnamony note kind of there as well, especially on the palate. The pot still spices. If you like a spicy pot still kind of whiskey, this will be right up your kind of nature. I'll have another little sip because there's one thing I wanted to try. Slange it. Oily, that's the word. On the dense side of things in the mouth. chocolate, fudge notes. Finishing. Oh my God, there's just so much happening here. Back again with the dried fruits. So for me, right, because 57.2, haven't added any water to it, which I will in a moment. Nutty, chocolatey, sherry influence, spicy, cinnamony, a little bit of chocolate on the end. There's some serious hang time in the finish. Really kind of, even a woody tanniny kind of note on the nose now, or on the palate. I'm gonna add a touch of water and we're gonna open it up a small bit and just see what happens. Just a touch. Give it an opportunity now to breathe a little bit with a drop of water that I put into it. And the first thing that becomes apparent is this turns into a bit of a sherry bomb. Very nutty, very sherry, dried fruits, cinnamony. Lots of spice now coming through. I find even that just a little bit more spicy notes coming through from the pot still, being more even apparent there. I'm not sure the blend of grain to pot still. Wasn't made aware of that. To be honest with you, trying to reach out to distillery and people over there to find out by the time they came back, I wouldn't be able to do this video anyway. So if you know what it is, leave a link or leave a comment down below. See, a little hint of the bourbon coming back in. Vanilla notes, strong. Caramel, strong. Complexity still there. Woody tannins as well coming into the mix. Way more woody now. The sherry notes dried, tapered off a little bit, so a little bit more woody. It's very complex, changing over time. Anyway, I said that. On the palate, let's launch it. Lots of spice. Actually, it's way more spicy than it was the first time. Maybe that's, could be just me, but sherry notes, more apparent, and woodiness. The fade then on the palate, leaving you off. Still got that spice. It's tapering down. Woody tannins, definitely there. Lost a little bit of its structure there with the vanilla and the sherry notes really being strong and leaving that woody tannin notes on the palate. But overall, drop of water if you like. I prefer without. I think there's a little bit more kind of happening without the water into it. Gives you, you know, a certain idea as to how complex it is, but I will reserve my thoughts for the next moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say that you would want deep pockets for this. Not cheap, but limited. I don't know if I could personally justify keeping this on as a kind of regular drinker. If I got a bottle of it as a gift, absolutely, that would be lovely. I'd open it, but that would be solely based upon the price. For quality though, and flavor, this is absolutely really something else. And it's true that I'm not the biggest Jameson fanboy in the world. I did say that before. It is on a touch on the spicy side, which I'll admit, and spicy whiskeys does have a tendency to give me a touch of heartburn, especially that delicious blue spot. Amazing, but god damn, it kills me with heartburn. But this really does have a lot going on. It's quite interesting. There's a lot to offer here. Really delicious, and I would keep my eyes out to say people will be trying to offload these to make a quick buck in auctions. I can't see the price rising too much on these. Crack them open, have a go. Beautiful whiskey, to be fair to Jameson. With all that said, I will leave it there for this show. Don't forget to subscribe and follow if you haven't yet. Plenty more rare and indeed not so rare whiskeys on the way to the channel. Stay tuned. Cheers to the lads here in Christys for helping me acquire this particular bottle. I did share this out to friends. I didn't actually drink all of this myself. We did a bottle share online, so I'm not that bad. But yeah, until next week, keep it Irish. Slán.